SourceFed Movie Club, how you doing? Oh my gosh, I have a free weekend! I only have time to do videos like this on the weekends, and my weekends have just been chock full of shit to do, so got some free time, and here to talk about one of my favorite movies. Today's movie for the SourceFed Movie Club is Serenity, from 2005, the ultimate capstone to a very good short-lived television series, Firefly, starring writer-director Joss Whedon. And some other actors that did very well at that, acting their roles. Okay, here we go. So, Joss Whedon. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I love watching the master at work. And when I say I love watching the master at work, what I'm talking mostly about is his writing. I do like his style of writing. I do like how he sets up a good ensemble in this, in both the show and the movie. He makes very distinct characters. He gives them all the right moments that they need, and in this case, in this film, he proves himself very well as a director, very constantly as a director. For itself, great work speaks for itself, and the fluidity of the shots, like even the opening shot with the first shot on the ship, Serenity, where it's just like moving from compartment to compartment, and you get the feeling of a continuous space, a lived-in space. I've always loved that about Serenity, about Firefly, that the ship feels so much more like a home than it does a battle cruiser like the Enterprise does, or just, you know, a piece of military hardware. No. Serenity always feels like a home. So when you take the camera into Serenity, you're bringing the audience into someone's home. I think that's the charm that is like at the core of both Firefly and Serenity. So the plot of this movie, picks up where the show left off, but reminds us of things from the show, like the fact that Simon had to rescue his sister, River, from a government institution. They did horrible experiments on her. No one knows what the effects are, and we were finding out more and more. We were finding out more and more as the show was canceled that she was psychic, and we find out at the beginning of this movie that she has certain memories that are classified, secret, and the Alliance wants to keep them secret by killing her. So, the setup from the show makes for a perfect setup for the villain, for introducing the villain in this movie, you know. He's like the one new character, and yet he's just as distinct. He has just as many, you know, poignant lines, moments, defining moments and such, and a couple of good fight scenes with Mal, and, you know, thus proving him as even more and more of a danger, you know. The danger to this villain is that he's a believer. He truly believes killing River is the right thing to do. Whereas the show sets up the cast itself. The writing sets up this great villain. It sets up the plot. It really sticks to the point. And the directing just maintains a perfect pace and fluidity throughout the film. Joss Whedon is very good at fluidity of shot. I'm just of moving from one sequence to the next, of taking you along on the journey that is the adventure that these characters are going through. Whether it's just running from the Reavers or trying to keep their ship from falling apart, you know. You get the camaraderie, you get the sense of everyone's sense of humor, which, you know, you kind of need to survive in something as deadly as deep space, and the fluidity of shot takes us through their home, their lives, their distinct personalities. It's all just so well set up, you know. Even when it slows down a bit, just a bit, it slows down for when they actually land on Miranda, and they're kind of walking through what is basically a massacre. But picks right back up again with the revelation of what the Reavers are, where they came from, a mystery that was, introduced by the show, and very well answered by this movie. I don't know how much hate I'm going to get for this, but I just gotta say what I feel. My favorite moment in this film is when Wash dies. Because I swear, when I saw that for the first time, I felt it pierce my heart as well. And that's just a testament to how much I, as an audience member, fell in love with these characters. What it instilled in me was a sense of, holy shit, all bets are off. Which is why I'm so glad that it's a movie, not a TV show. That's why I'm so glad this whole thing got wrapped up. The whole Firefly story got wrapped up in one awesome movie. Alright? Because what I get tired of with TV shows is, oh no, they're gonna die! Nope, they're gonna be back next week for another adventure. Of course they fucking are! They don't kill anyone except for on a season finale. You know everyone's pretty much safe until the season finale, okay? But when you're at the very beginning of the third act of your movie and the pilot is just stabbed in the heart, fucking dead right there. Holy shit, all bets are off. You don't know who's gonna survive this. And really think about it. How often do you ever get that feeling in a TV show? You know they're gonna survive to have another adventure next week. That's why it's my favorite moment, because of the effect it had on me. It really just, when it stabbed me through the heart, it really put the fear in me of who else is gonna die? I mean, it's anyone's ball game now. Who's gonna survive this, you know? And then you feel it again when Simon gets shot and Kaylee gets poisoned. That feeling of, are any of them gonna make it out alive? And of course, Jane has that famous line of, well, I might. On that note, I have to touch on the other character death, which is Shepherd Book. I mean, that was just very well written and very well performed. It makes for a perfect full circle that in the course of this movie, in fighting a true believer, Mal realized he himself also has to become a true believer. That's why it is a very touching moment as Book is dying, that he just grabs Mal and says, I don't care what you believe in, just believe. And through that, Mal does learn. He does, at the end confront the operative and says, I'm going to tell the world the secret that River Tam knows, and because they need to know. And that is what I truly believe. There's been all sorts of talk from Firefly fans of, if only they could bring the show back, if only they could make one more movie, if only they could, you know what? No. I love this movie. I love how it ended. I love how it put the Firefly franchise to bed. If we're ever going to revisit the world of Firefly, I would rather see it with a whole new cast and a whole new story. So really, there's nothing else to say except that I highly recommend this movie. I love this movie and I love Firefly. I more recommend that you watch the entire series of Firefly, the entire run of the Firefly series, and then watch Serenity, so you can see it as one complete arc to these very enjoyable characters and this very interesting world that Joss Whedon created. I will fully admit right here and now, Joss Whedon's writing, as far as the Firefly universe goes, has inspired my writing. And that's, well, that might be one of the highest compliments one writer can give another, So, highly recommend this movie. SourceFed Movie Club, thank you for choosing one of the movies that I love the most. Thank you for choosing great movies. SourceFed Movie Club, keep on choosing great movies. And if I have free time, I will see you next time on SourceFed Movie Club.